What is up, guys? Can you guess which one of these is fake? So, at a glance, it might be kind of hard to tell which one of these two is the fake. Now, if you're familiar with the design of eagles, it might be a little bit easier. This is the first time that I have come across a proof eagle being a fake. And you would think that proofs will be harder to fake than regular standard uncirculated strikes, business strikes. But in actuality, the proofs are actually much easier to fake than the regular business strike. It seems that fakes are becoming more and more common. I've done several videos in the past on pandas, on Morgans, and it seems like whenever there's a spike in either silver price or silver demand, more fakes start getting into circulation. So you're really going to want to check all your stuff. And the best deterrent is to compare coins side by side if you don't have a Sigma. And even a Sigma could be fooled by some of these fakes. If you guys remember, about 2 weeks ago, I did a video on a fake gold maple that passed on the Sigma and was not even close to looking like a real maple. So whether you know which one of these two coins is real or fake, you can obviously see the difference between the two, regardless of knowing which is the fake and which is the real one. There is obviously big things that between these two coins that you can tell. One of them has to be off. And another thing I want to note, it's obvious that I'm using two different years here. And it really doesn't matter. The strike does not change that much. The design doesn't change that much. Not this much. So even though these coins are 2 years apart, they should not look this different the way they do. So if you haven't guessed by now, the fake is this one. The one on the right is a fake. And there's a couple interesting things about this. One of the things that they've actually worked on and improved, at least on this one fake, is that it actually looks like it may have been struck into the coin. And this is something that I went over during when I was comparing the fake panda with the real one. There's a certain look to silver, especially when it is struck. It's almost like a ripple, and it's always kind of around the strike itself. Let me see if I can get it so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. And it is right there. If you could see right where the kind of the strike would be, there's almost like a ripple effect, and that is something that most counterfeits did not have, that now all of a sudden I'm starting to see. So let me show you on the real one what I'm talking about. And the panda did not have this ripple effect. So if you look, this also has that same ripple effect right where all the stamp is. So basically all along anything that is stamped into the coin, right, that is struck, it has that ripple effect. And it's more noticeable on proofs than it is on regular strikes. So that is something that they have changed. That is, and you know, it could obviously be somebody else doing these fakes. It might not be the same people. But now that just goes to show how much attention to detail they are really starting to put into these counterfeit coins. And that is something that I've never seen thus far. So that's really interesting. Now, looking at the two coins, you can see right off rip, like I said, you don't have to know which one is the fake and which one is real. You can obviously tell that there is major differences between the two coins. So this is why I'm saying most of the fakes are actually not really that great. They've gotten better, but if you were to have a real one and compare it to a fake one, you would know right away that something is up with one of them. It's very, very obvious, and all the real versus fake videos I've done, it has been the same story. You can tell right away. The main issue, though, is if you're buying from a coin shop that is not doing its due diligence and testing these coins ahead of time before selling them, which, trust me, it happens. It happens with some of the bigger dealers, too. They just don't test them. They get it from another dealer, and they assume that the due diligence was done, and that's pretty much how these things get into circulation, other than, obviously, from eBay and OfferUp and those third-party companies that are selling, and they just don't back you up if things are real or fake. These can easily slip into your stack from an LCS, from a dealer, obviously, like I said, from OfferUp or from eBay. You can run into these very easily, and all it takes is for them to fool you for about 10 minutes. Let's say you open up the box, you look at the coin really quick, and then you throw it into your stack, and it's gone. That's it. You didn't do any test, any comparison, or nothing. You just kind of get it and put it along with the rest of your coins, and that is how you can end up with these fakes in your stack. So it's a good thing to get kind of a habit, even if you're buying from reputable sources, to at least compare it to another one that you know is legitimate, that's a real Eagle or a real Morgan or a real Gold Maple, whatever the case may be, a real Panda, and just make sure. It takes 2 minutes. I'm telling you, most of these fakes are not that great. If you have a real one next to it, they won't fool you if you just pay attention to slight differences in the two. But they will get you if you just throw it right into your stack without testing it or at least comparing it. So let's check out the differences between the two coins. So like I said, even with the Maple, there was major differences. I mean, you could really, really tell that one of them was just way off. And that is the same case here. They've done a lot of little things to improve, but they are still not even close, guys. Not even close. We're going to zoom in a little bit here. And this is in the capsule. So there's, a couple scratches and things like that from the capsule. But you could just tell that the detail is off. On the real one, they are not as detailed as that. So it's just like a regular strike, basically. And this is almost like a high relief strike. You know what I mean? And that's just not a normal look to the Eagles. They are not supposed to look like that. They are not supposed to have those deep stripes in the dress there. The stars in the background there, that's a little too deep on the strike as well. And that could very well be that because it looks like they may have struck this. It's hard to tell, but by striking it, trying to get that ripple effect that I mentioned earlier, they might have created almost like a high relief on this, and it's just not a regular look on an Eagle. It's supposed to be very subtle and very simple, as you can see. That is the look of a real Eagle. It's uniform. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a uniform strike, whereas this one's got some parts that are, really detailed, other parts that are not detailed, some parts that are really kind of popping out at you and some that aren't, and that's just not right. But the biggest one, and I don't know how these guys that are counterfeiting these keep messing this up, but I call this the flip test, and you would be so surprised how many of these guys mess this up. So this is the same thing when I did it for the Morgan. They did not have the correct flip. So here it is. This is what I call the flip test. You have the Eagle here, you flip it over, and that is what it's supposed to look like. That is the correct flip of that coin. Now, if you do it here, you have the Eagle lined up, you have the Walking Liberty lined up, flip it, and it is upside down. And that is not the correct flip So just off that, you know you got a fake. That is not correct. Believe it or not, like I said, just the flip test alone can really tell you if you got a real one or a fake one pretty quickly. And it doesn't have to always be that it doesn't line up correctly like this, right? It doesn't have to be that it flips the correct way. It could also be that you flip it like this, and this could be off. It could be kind of to the right, kind of to the left, just not centered correctly. So if that happens when you flip it over, let me give you an example. You go like this, and all of a sudden the eagle shows up like that, then you know you might have something that you're going to want to look deeper into. All right? And you can always bring coins to coin shops, your local coin shop, and have them tested. They'll usually do it for free. As long as you don't bring like 100 coins to test, they usually will do it for free. But there's a couple other things. It seems like the diameter is a little bit smaller. Let's see. It's got the reeded edges. Definitely smaller as far as diameter goes. But, yep. And then let's see here. There's big differences here, too. So, on the eagle itself, there we go. Pretty much the same deal. So, it's really like a high relief, almost. And I'm having trouble getting the camera to focus. Usually with proofs, it's difficult. All right, so there we have it. I'm having issues getting it to focus, unfortunately. But you can still see the differences in the strike. Just like on this side, you see how the strike is very subtle and uniform. The same goes for the reverse. So, especially in the shield, you can see the difference, really a big difference, actually. But there you go. You see the differences. You can see the wings are more separated, and it just looks off. You can definitely tell that something is off. But once again, it even on the reverse, it has the ripple effect right along where the eagle is. So very interesting. On the obverse, I should say. But anyways, so they've gotten better. They're still not great. I know a lot of you guys are paranoid with getting fakes and things like that. But if you just pay attention for like 2 minutes to your coins before throwing them in your stack, you will definitely notice a difference between a real one and a fake one. And you don't have to be a pro. It's just a matter of looking at the differences. But so there you have it, guys. Let me know down in the comments if you were able to guess before I told you which one the fake one was. Or if not. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for checking out the video. And if you want more videos on precious metals like this, make sure you subscribe and definitely like the video. And I will talk to you guys later.